Some topics are hard to approach.
More and more male hatred against women is rising up.
You might call this a new phenomenon.
Either the subjects are inaccessible or people are uncomfortable discussing them.
If you're an ugly guy, you better get a good job and make some money, because nobody's gonna want to talk to you.
Girls, I will destroy you.
You don't deserve to get laid at all!
So we found those subjects in person.
Okay, hey, I'm Brendio. I also go by Derek. I'm an incel, and I'm here to answer people's questions about the topic.
What's up, guys, and welcome to another video. Today I got a good one for you guys. So I'll be giving a commentary on an incel versus feminist. First off, an incel is somebody that's involuntarily celibate. I've been on forums for the longest time, and I always see incel, and it wasn't until this year that I discovered what an incel was, all right? So that's a little shocking for me. All right, before we get into the video, I just want to ask you guys, do me a huge favor, please make sure to leave a like and a subscription if you end up enjoying the video.
If a woman was elected as president of the United States, how would you react?
I don't know. It probably would depend on the woman. I probably wouldn't be supportive of it, honestly, but.
Why do you say that, if you don't mind me asking? I
do think that, you know, men should be the leaders and women should be the caregivers and the loving, supporting, and the teachers in some cases.
So, all right, so based on his response, we can tell that he has a lot of traditional conservative views when it comes to women. He believes that women should be in the kitchen, taking care of the family and whatnot, and men should be the provider. Now, in a lot of traditional cultures, such as ones in Guinea or in Africa for the most part, or Asia, those are very traditional based, and women do tend to stay at their home. They tend to take care of the kids, and men are the main providers. I'm not sure exactly how that works out in terms of happiness for the women. I have not seen many women in Guinea complain about such things. However, it's not like I'm asking them those questions, but I do think it's something to think about. And personally for me, I do believe that a lot of them are wanting to do more than, just be a housewife. For example, shockingly, my dad has 2 wives, and both of them are stay at home. One of them, his second wife, I should say, after my mom, she's been a stay-at-home mom her whole life. My dad is very successful, so he has a good bit of money, and she's been living off of that. His second wife, the more recent one, she was going to school beforehand, and she's constantly complaining about the fact that my dad told her to stay at home and raise the children. But what she wants to do is she wants to go back to being a banker. She was a banker before she met my dad. So it's a very interesting thing. I do think, things are starting to move more towards, even in traditional cultures or traditional countries, things are starting to be more liberalized. Things are starting to open up more. And I do believe that's a good thing, in all honesty.
Women of color, or just women in general, have been oppressed by certain systems and other oppressed communities, especially LGBTQ+, all those don't really fit with the spectrum that incels or you have been talking about. So why do you think your method of thought would help fix what we have today?
I probably wouldn't view the things that you might view as oppression as oppression. I have a feeling. I would view it more as how we treat children that we love. We control them, but we control them lovingly, not as a slave, not as we're forcing them to do things against their will. I would view it more as a loving domestic thing in the past. And I would say that if we were to do it in a civilized way, maybe in a more, even a Christian way, even though I'm not really advocating for a certain religion or ideology, I would assume that women would probably be happier. And I wouldn't just assume that blindly, I would assume that based on the data that I have seen.
What data have you seen that has brought you to this conclusion? Because I'm now curious where I can get this data from.
I couldn't reference it offhand, but I believe there was a study that I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head.
All right, so that was very interesting. He basically said we should treat women as if they're children. That's a lot. That's a lot to take in. So personally for me, obviously, I don't think that way. And I think for him being an incel, that's one of the reasons why he's an incel. Basically, he thinks or believes that women should be treated as if they're children. Women are not equal to men in terms of capacity when it comes to brain or intelligence or whatever. So therefore, for him, it's more so a thing of it's like basically your job is to please me. That's what it sounds like. And I'm the person who's gonna make sure you follow the right direction in life. I'm gonna make sure you make the right choices. I should be the one making the decisions for you. And if you talk to women like that, if you have that type of mindset about women, you're definitely gonna be an incel. That's just the truth about it.
If you can tell the world about something about being incel that, that may not be in the internet or that's overlooked heavily, what would it be?
I don't know. I think it's mostly that most of the men are not inherently bad people. A lot of them are just lonely. They just need some help, really.
Okay. Would you say that there's anything that other people can do to help guide or just support or anything?
The lonely person in your class or the lonely person in your workplace, maybe he's an incel and he's not letting you know and he's just kind of afraid he wants someone positive. Just be nice, say hi, try and make friends with him. You don't have to date him, you don't have to whatever, just, brighten up someone lonely's day, I suppose.
Oh, okay, noted. Thank you.
You don't want to be an incel?
No.
Why not?
Well, I mean, it's part of the whole involuntarily thing. I mean, you want to try and escape it. You want to be something better. You want to get a wife, get a girlfriend, get someone who loves you, spend your life with them, and be happy. And
what's one thing you wish people understood better about you?
I don't know. I guess I wish people would recognize how much effort I'm trying, I suppose. Like, I'm working out typically daily. I've lost over 100 pounds. I'm out there job hunting actively. I don't think people recognize how much effort the incels in general try to put into bettering themselves. I would say, people don't recognize their effort. They just assume that they're all like lazy and sad and angry at women and just giving up and things of that nature, I suppose. You don't have to see the bad things in the world and then come out a bad person. You can just see the bad things in the world and then improve upon yourself because of them, I suppose.
So you do have hope.
Yeah, I have hope, yeah. I'm a very hopeful person, I suppose.
Alright, so that's it for this video, guys. My final thoughts are the last area he spoke about, he basically said that, he's making a lot of effort. And that's a fantastic thing. Personally, I think this guy, our friend here, his name is Derek. I think Derek is not an ugly guy whatsoever. I think if he gets a different haircut, continues to go to the gym, lose some weight, build some muscle, I think he'll do pretty well. But I think the main change he needs to make is the way he thinks about women and the way he interacts with women. Now, a lot of men tend to think about women as if they're not people, but instead a thing to acquire. And that's the problem. That's the problem that a lot of guys go through. Now, women are human beings. You have to treat them like human beings. You have to talk to them. You have to conversate with them. You have to show them compassion, empathy, sympathy, just like you would want somebody to treat you. So you have to change your mindset. As an incel, for him, he needs to change his mindset on how he views women, because in my personal opinion, that's what's stopping him from actually being able to talk to women. He already has this idea in his head on how women should act and what they represent. So for him personally, I think he needs to make that change in his mind and just talk to them like people, man. Just don't think about them as children or pets. They're not children or pets, they're full-grown adults. And just try to relate to them some way, somehow. Build your confidence up. Talk to as many women as you can. Trust me, if you talk to 1,000 women, at least 10 of them are gonna wanna go out with you and do whatever you want to do with them, you know what I'm saying? So it really is a numbers game, it really is. But that's it for this video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please make sure to leave a like and subscription. And that's it, y'all. Peace.